In this video, I'll be going over the cycle of operations for an FN P90 rifle. The cocking handle is pulled back, which pushes the breech block back against pressure from the return spring. The back lower edge of the breech block contacts the hammer, rotating it around its axis pin and against pressure from the hammer spring. The rearward movement of the breech block rotates the next round in the magazine. The hammer contacts and pushes past the rear sear. Releasing the cocking handle allows the return spring to push the breech block forward. The top edge of the breech block contacts the next round in the magazine and pushes it forward. Forward movement of the breech block clears the hammer and it seats on the rear sear, the round being pushed out of the magazine chambers. As the round stops in the chamber, the extractor rides over the rim of the case and into the extractor groove. The ejector is compressed against its spring. The selector is moved to the semi-auto position. The trigger and trigger bar move rearward, moving the rear sear out of engagement with the hammer. The hammer rotates around its axis pin under pressure from the hammer spring. The hammer contacts the firing pin and drives it forward into the percussion cap of the chambered cartridge, initiating the firing sequence. The bullet is pushed down the barrel and out of the muzzle. The breech block reacts and moves rearward, extracting the empty case from the chamber. The breech block contacts the hammer, rotating it around its axis pin against spring pressure. The hammer contacts and pushes past the disconnector. The ejector acts on the empty case, forcing it to rotate around the extractor and out of the ejection port. Forward movement of the breech block feeds and chambers the next round in the magazine. The selector is moved to the full auto position. The trigger is pulled rearward. This moves the rear sear back. The disconnector contacts a crosspin and is rotated out of the path of hammer engagement. The hammer rotates around its axis pin, contacts the firing pin. The firing sequence is initiated. The bullet travels down the barrel and out of the muzzle. The breech block reacts and moves rearward, extracting and ejecting the empty case. The hammer is rotated into engagement with the front sear. The next round in the magazine is fed and chambered. A tang on the breech block contacts the front sear, disengaging it from the hammer, allowing it to travel forward under pressure from its spring. The hammer contacts the firing pin, initiating the firing sequence. The bullet travels down the barrel and out of the muzzle. The breech block reacts by moving rearward, driving the hammer rearward. The trigger is released, allowing the rear sear to move forward. The disconnector also rotates back into the path of the hammer. The breech block moves forward. The hammer engages the rear sear. The selector is moved to the safe position. This concludes the cycle of operations for an FN P90 rifle.